All right, welcome back, everybody, to a new episode. I got two new guests with me today. We're also recording first episode on camera. That's a little interesting. So I got two guys from the men's soccer team here. I'll let them introduce themselves. We have Peyton Trask and then Andrew Bolton. How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Bolton, how are you doing?
Going pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. All right, so for those of you who don't know, Peyton is actually the captain, one of the captains for the men's soccer team, and Bolton's the starting goalkeeper here for the university. So preseason just wrapped up for you guys. What was it, Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
You guys went up to play Siena Heights, right?
Yes.
How'd that go?
It was a good game overall. Like I said, I think all of us together as well. Our preseason games hasn't been going too well. For example, I played UND and then the alumni game as well. Going into that, it was kind of like a struggle. So therefore, this week we had Lords and Siena Heights. So we're going into it as in like we need to be better, especially for this upcoming season. The goals that we have are like we just need to be better overall. So we did really good at the Lords. I thought it was a good step in the direction. And then when we played Siena Heights, I thought it gave me a vision for this team, like we could do something. So
Right.
that was a good game for me to see as a whole team and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Any thoughts, Bolton?
Yeah, I thought after the spring we had a really good spring. So I thought coming into the fall, I think a lot of us just imagined that it would all transfer over and carry over, and the UND game was kind of a brought us back to reality. Like
Right.
it's all bringing everybody together again after people have been out for the summer playing with their summer teams, doing whatever. So it was kind of just bringing everybody back and get us back into the motion of things that we had in the spring so we can keep going. But I think after the UND game, we saw what we needed to focus on, and we spent the week and then the Lord's game and Siena Heights game trying to get back to where we were in the spring. So I think we are going in the right direction, definitely.
Right. So yeah, no, I know you guys went undefeated in the spring. I mean, which is a good accomplishment. I mean, who doesn't like going undefeated? So now coming to this season, preseason rankings came out. You guys were ranked 6th. So any thoughts on that? You know, obviously everyone wants to be ranked number 1, but not everybody can be number 1, obviously.
Nah, I think it's just frustration, or not frustration, but it's just motivation. I would say more than anything. Like going ranked 6th, and then you have the teams that we did beat, like Tiffin, for example. We tied them and then beat them last season, and they got ranked the highest and stuff like that. So
Right.
especially as a rival school. So I think out of anything, it's like motivation for us. Like 6. I mean, my 4 years we've been here, we've been placed 5th and 6th around that area. So now this year is kind of like, oh, this is motivation. Like now we want to prove the GMAC that we are first, second, or above 6th at least. So
Right. Yeah, no. I don't blame you guys. So obviously, you guys had a lot of people coming this year, whether it be international students or just incoming freshmen. So over the summer, you know, how do you guys keep that chemistry going? Obviously, you know, everybody coming into the same squad, practices start like that. You can't just like take a whole week to kind of get to know everybody. I mean, things got to roll right away.
Yeah, so Coach Smith and Coach Sleesman, once they finalize the incoming guys, they'll split us all up into 5 or 6 summer groups, with one or two leaders in each group to try and just get everybody talking and get familiar with each other. And throughout the summer, we had different tasks that we had to do to just build the chemistry and work with each other. Yeah, and then so we had the kick around also, so that brought everybody, well, not most people together to come and spend the weekend together and get playing a little bit, just before everything starts getting professional and that kind of stuff.
Right. So you guys start the season this week, right? Taking a big trip to New York. You guys excited? Any like pregame jitters? I mean, it's the first week, so where everything starts to get real, you know.
I think all of us are excited. I've talked to like the bunch of the guys, and they're just like motivated, excited. Like you just hear during training, it's like, oh, if one of us scores, we're screaming, we're going to the corner, we're doing all this like motivation. I think at the end of the day, though, I think when it comes to the game, there's no way no one's not going to be nervous. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's a lot of pressure going into the season, especially for me as well. First year being like the captain, I'm very nervous. I want to do well, and I want to make sure this team does well. And I don't I don't want to fail.
Right.
None of us want to fail.
Yeah, exactly.
So going into this game, people are going to say they're not nervous, but it's going to be, you know, those first 5 minutes that you feel, they're like, a little nervous here and there, touches off a little bit, stuff like that. But like I said, I think we just care. I think at the end of the day, it's like we're all nervous because we care. We want to do good. We don't want to fail. We don't want to mess up. We don't want to lose. We don't want to have a bad season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think at the end of the day, we're all going to be nervous, but that's because we care. We all care about doing good. We care about winning. We care about winning the GMAC and stuff like that. So, like I said, I think at the end of the day, though, we're all excited, buzzing.
Right, that's great. No, so that's a good preview for the season. Obviously, hope you guys do well. But so for those who don't know, Andrew is from Indiana, and Peyton, you're from Washington State,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Near the Seattle area.
Yes, Seattle.
Gotcha. So, why Findlay out of all places? Why?
Yeah.
There's, you guys are going from different states.
I get that question asked a lot for me as well because I went from a little background just about me is I went to England for 2 years and then that worked out really well and stuff like that. But then they only had 1 degree for me, so I was like, oh, I want to do strength conditioning stuff like that. So then came here, and then Riker Penner also was Findlay for 4 years. He's still here getting his PT, but he introduced me to school, and then introduced me to the head coach, and then the head coach was like, yeah, I like you, your film looks good. So then he's like, might as well just come out. So I come out, see a visit, and I liked it just instantly and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it. So that was my insight on Findlay.
Yeah, for me it was I don't know. It was
You don't know.
I hadn't even heard of Findlay until the December of my senior year. We were playing in a showcase in Indianapolis, and the few days following I got an email from Jake Cooper, who was the assistant coach at the time, and he said that they were able to watch me play and they were interested in getting me up to an ID camp. And so as the weeks went on, it was deciding between coming up here for a visit or going to 2 other places for a visit, and I decided to come up here. Had a good showing, met some of the guys, Jack and Ben, and I ended up getting an offer, so I was...
You can't say no,
Yeah, exactly.
Right, there you go. Well, though, obviously, things worked out well for you, both of you, to come here. Bolton being goalkeeper, paying you, or defensive mid, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So, for those people who don't know much about soccer or football, whatever you want to call it, just kind of explain to them what a holding mid does, Peyton. Just kind of dumb it down for those who don't know.
Yeah, holding mid is just pretty much you got to control the midfield at the end of the day. You got to connect it from the defense to attack. You got to make sure you're always moving, having ideas in your head, making sure where your own player's at, but also the other opposition. You can't just go in blind, because as soon as you do that, you're going to struggle a little bit. So you got to make sure you communicate, know what's going on the whole game, can't switch off, and at the end of the day, that's it. Just control the midfield at the end of the day. That's my number 1 goal, always going into a game.
Right.
Win the midfield, control the midfield for my team, and then hopefully everything smooths the rest of those 90 minutes.
There you go. So, Bolton, obviously you're a goalkeeper, a little bit of a non-traditional position on the soccer field, some might say. Why did you want to be a goalkeeper? Everybody wants to be the striker. Everybody wants to score. I remember being a little kid, nobody wanted to be the goalie. You just always throw him in the laziest kid in there. So why did you want to be a goalkeeper?
I don't think I did want to be a goalkeeper. I was going into my freshman year of high school, and my club coach had always said he pictured me as a goalkeeper in the 2 or 3 years that I had him as a coach, and he just told me to go try out as a goalkeeper, so I did. Ended up making JV, and I just stuck with it. So
there you go. That's not bad, obviously. You can't complain.
Yeah.
So obviously you guys have been here for a while. This is both your 4th year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite moment you've had on a soccer team here? Whether it's a practice moment or an in-game moment, what's the one thing you'll look back after 4 years and be like, wow, that was my favorite moment, out of all 4 years on this team?
I'll go first. You want me to go first?
Definitely Ohio Valley, our freshman year. I think you're gonna have the same answer, but it was just, I think it was definitely my just introduction to the college game, and we had 1 game prior, but it was we were definitely the better team. But this game against Ohio Valley, we going up against number 7 in the country, first game at home. I think the crowd everybody was there, and we went down early, and somehow we got back into it late and forced overtime, and just it was a good atmosphere.
Unreal. No, that experience is unreal. Like I said, like he put it right. Like I said, it was my second game as well, college stuff like that. Like I was over in England. We didn't have anything like kind of like restricted into like a league kind of per se, and then we came here and it was like a league meant something so serious. And when we scored that last goal, it was like a buzzing feeling. You'll never forget that feeling. Like we have it on one of our windscreens, and I still look at it and I still get jitters just looking at it. Just unreal. But I would have to say, to like bring a funny moment is I think you were there. We had those little Beyond Pulses, right? Those little Beyond Pulses, and it was it was a game. So it was Trevecca, and we lost 2-1. And the day after, everyone was so like frustrated, mad, because like we wanted to have a good season, but we were just losing games that we shouldn't lose, and we were all getting frustrated. And we really didn't find like a happy moment during practice. It was always like serious, yelling at each other. Frustration was going through the whole season. It was kind of like a hard part of the season.
Right.
But then one of the players lost their Beyond Pulses, and those things are expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Coach,
they're like,
Coach, yeah,
like
so
this
small,
guys.
so small, and then lost in the grass, and you just cannot. You spend hours looking for it.
Right.
So we're looking for it. We're like, God, everyone's mad, frustrated, and Coach is like, well, now we spent $150 on this, and we just lost it. Like, gosh, dang it, guys. And he's frustrated. Now he's even more mad. And then we're all like, oh, we're gonna have to do more running. So then we all line up in this line of the field, and we're all just walking. And then our athletic trainer, Zane, back at the time, goes, Coach, I found it. He goes, yes, I don't even care that we lost 2-1. I'm so glad we freaking found it. I was like, oh, and then we all kind of realized that like not everything's like all in like soccer, not everything's the same. We actually found that like happy moment, and actually like everyone started laughing. It wasn't just one individual pounding down by himself. It was everyone as a whole team was laughing, even our athletic trainer. So I thought, to me, it was kind of like realized that I was like, damn, not everything is into soccer.
Right.
Like there's some happy times that you realize that you can have fun and that you can relax and enjoy the moment instead for enjoying like what's the bad stuff that's happening. So I just thought that was like a funny moment that I'll never forget being here.
Oh yeah, that's great. Obviously, you just mentioned you guys lost. No one likes to lose, but how do you guys bounce back from those times? Maybe it's a game you guys thought you were gonna win. You go in. Things happen. They don't turn out the way you want them to be, and just to come out with the result you want. So how do you bounce back the next day? Obviously in practice, get your minds right, move on to the next one, because you can't dwell on the past, obviously.
I think what it's going to come down to this season as well is like we're going to have to focus day on day. I think you can't like lose a game and the next thing you know we talk about all the bad things, one individual thing or as a team that we did. Like we're going to be like, you know what, that happened. Now we have to focus on training. We have to focus on the mistakes that we did do that game. Put it into training, fix those mistakes, and then hopefully we'll have probably like a 2-day period. So we'll train Tuesday, Wednesday, game Thursday. So say we had a game Saturday, day off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're like, hey, we need to focus on the mistakes we're doing. We're not going to call anyone out. We're not going to yell at you this, yell at that. We're going to focus on that, fix that, and then go into that Thursday game, head high, confidence, belief in everyone, each other, and be like, hey, we need to do this, and hopefully get a result that game.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, Bolton, obviously, as a goalkeeper, you kind of get like the last point of view of a goal being scored.
Yeah.
Do you ever have those thoughts where it's like, if I just would have done this small thing, like I could have saved it? Or do you just ever like look back on film, like get so frustrated yourself? Because obviously, like the ball has to go through 11 people to be scored.
Right.
But you're the last one it goes through. So I mean, you have like that last point of view to it.
Yeah, it can be frustrating. Usually, a lot of things have to break down for it to come to me, but you can't worry about those because you have to just worry about doing your job. So there's always something that you can change when something happens, and it's always frustrating to lose, but you just have to look at the film and look at, sometimes it's your positioning, sometimes it's your footwork, sometimes it's making the right decision when you need to and not being hesitant or delaying the action. So you just gotta look at the film, learn what you need to do better next time, and it's all about getting better. So.
Gotcha. So I mean, obviously, before games, a lot of people have like their own pregame routines or anything, or like they're like, I need to do this. I was talking to Austin last week on the episode, the kicker for the football team. So he ran me down through his pregame routine. So do you guys have like your own pregame routine? Like you need to do this, and this before a game, or is it just kind of like let's go with the flow?
No, I have a very, very strict thing that I have to do every time before a game. And if I don't do it, I'm gonna have a bad game. It's just guaranteed I'm gonna have a bad game. Yeah, I'll break it down though. Like I always there's 30 minutes before the warm up. No, I need an hour before the warm up. I need an hour because I have to put tape on my wrist. I have to like put in Sharpie that like I believe in myself. I have to put in Sharpie on my right hand. All the people that I care about and all the people I look down and I play for every game. So that's what I have to do. And then I have to listen to certain songs, not like particular songs, but songs that like kind of carry that time per se, but also just make me worry about the music and that time, make me vibe out, get my mood going and stuff like that. And then I have to do 2 scoops of C4. Have to.
All right.
Has to be 30 minutes before warm up, or before the warm up. Like we go walk out, and then right before I go out to warm up.
Okay.
Always have to do that. And then during that process, I do self-talk. I don't know. There's a lot of athletes that do it, not athletes that don't do it. But for me, I found out that it was massive when I did like sports therapy back in my like 2 years ago, stuff like that. They told me that I needed to do that, and telling myself always like what I need to do during the game and what do I need to do to achieve this goal and that goal. Check my shoulder. Make sure I demand what's in front of me. Demand for the ball. Get on the ball. Make sure I be the first one out. Make sure I win my 50-50s. And then I tell myself, always go in and believe in yourself. Always have that confidence. Always know that you're the best out there. And every other individual, kid, person, whatever you want to say, is going through the same thing that you're going through right now.
Right.
Going into that game realizing, like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to fail. I don't want to do this. So then it makes me, like, calm down and relax and then be like, you know what? I'll have a good game. And then I just tell myself, like, you're the best out there, and then that's it. And then I play the one song, Runaway by Kanye West, and then that's it. And
There you go.
And I'm ready for the game.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Bolton, what about you?
No, I don't.
You don't have
I
anything
don't
like
think
that?
I have anything.
You just kind of go in there,
Just show up and
just ready to play?
do my business. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing else?
No.
Casual.
Just a casual man, huh?
I think so,
You
yeah.
have any... Payne said he listens to Runaway by Kanye West. What do you listen to? Do you have a certain song?
Oh, this is a good question.
What's your song?
No, I don't have any.
You don't have any song?
I don't have any specific. No, I show up to the locker room, listen to whatever they're playing on the speaker. Wait for coach to come in and talk to us, and then walk to the field.
He has to play his phone game. He has to.
Your phone game?
He has to play. He has to play some type of phone game.
Yeah,
What game are you playing? Clash Royale, Clash of Clans.
Recently I've been playing SimCity.
SimCity.
Yeah.
That's what you play, SimCity.
Oh my.
I don't know. Just,
I mean,
it's
whatever,
just something to take
whatever
my
gets your mind
off
right,
of,
I guess. Yeah. I mean, okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's what I noticed is you have to play some kind of phone game. Like you're in the locker room, I can't do that. Like I look over and he's just.
Yeah,
Just another day for Andrew Bolton, I guess. Huh?
He's so
Yeah.
casual. And
Hey.
just like, oh my gosh. Yeah,
Do you at least have like a pregame snack? Do you like you're like I need to get
No,
like,
I
rice?
can't eat
You
before
can't eat?
games.
No.
Can't eat. Nope.
What about you, Payne? Do you have to eat? Is there something you have to eat before you play? Or
I
no?
have as long as if it's 2 hours before I warm up, then I'm okay. Like I can eat absolutely anything. I mean, obviously I can't eat the biggest thing in the world, but like if I choose like for example a Subway sandwich, I have to eat 2 hours before whenever
Right.
I start moving.
Hmm.
Anything after that, I feel like I'm too heavy.
Yeah. No, I don't blame you.
And
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, yeah. So that's the only thing for me. It's like as long as if I eat 2 hours before my warm up, I'm golden.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. I mean, obviously soccer is a big part of your guys' lives. You play here, but you guys are also students here. So what are you guys majoring in?
I'm majoring in strength conditioning.
In Bolton.
Political science.
Political science. Gotcha. Do you guys have like so after you graduate, obviously, is there like a dream job that you like want to go towards, or is there like a route or like a route you want to keep going on?
Yeah, no, I talk about this all the time now, especially because, like I said, time flies. Next thing you know, I'm here senior year. I'm like, God, now I got to start thinking like what I'm gonna do.
Right.
So yeah, no, I already have things like kind of lined up. Like I know when I go back home to Seattle, I have like kind of like an athletic platform where I can work with young athletes and kind of work on like speed, performance, and what they want to work on in their sport. Like I know some of them work with volleyball, baseball, soccer, even football. So I'd be like working in that kind of realm. But like kind of like my ideal thing is trying to like be a personal trainer. Like I want to like help people like reach their goals, or
Right.
when people don't like, they're like, oh, I want to do this, but I'm just not motivated. Like I want to be that kind of person for them.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like my dream goal right now. So I'm doing everything I can to get there. So I'm excited for like I guess my next chapter of my life.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, that's good. It's good to have like admirations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you know what you want to
Yeah.
do. That's great though. Bolton, what about you? Political science. You know, that's a lot of people that take political science and are going to law school.
Yeah.
Will you be going to law school or no?
Yeah, that's the goal.
Okay.
Following graduation, yeah. Well, I guess so. I'll take it a little bit different route. I'm graduating this fall. Returning to Findlay next spring to get my MBA. So hopefully, next spring, summer, fall, I'll be working through that.
Okay.
Graduate next fall with my MBA. Do something for a semester and then apply to law school.
Gotcha.
And
It's not bad. Do you have a law school you want to go to? Like
no.
Harvard up there, Yale maybe?
No, I don't
No?
think so.
Indiana?
No.
Indiana? With
Indiana?
your brother?
Indiana, Purdue?
With your brother? No way.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know.
There's a lot of different things to think about when you're picking a law school, so it's just maybe something to think about as it gets closer. But yeah.
Right, there you go. Well, so last week I asked Austin, you know, obviously he's a football player, and I asked him if you couldn't play football, if you could play another sport, he'd say soccer. So I'm asking you guys the same question. If you weren't playing soccer, was there another sport you would be playing? That's a tough question.
No,
you know?
I think about this all the time. No reason why I'm going to say this. He's going to laugh. I know he's going to laugh. But I have to say basketball.
Basketball?
I would love to play basketball just because of March Madness.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
It's so crazy, bro.
That's a great time
Like,
of the
that's
year.
the only reason. Like, I would do football, but, like, football is just, like, so it's a lot of, like, I give respect for a lot of football players because there's just so much demand that they
Right.
ask for. So much. But basketball, I feel like it's, like, kind of, like, not soccer demanding-wise, but, like, so much, like, entertainment goes into March. And I feel like I would work so hard just to
Right.
be in that little moment that they have.
Even if you're like one of those small Cinderella schools that just get in there, you know?
Exactly. I just love to be in that moment and be like, wow, and be able to just look out and just see so many people watching you and that kind of thing. So I think basketball would be my sport.
There you go. Bolton, what about you?
I've never thought about this.
I don't know, you look like a big golf guy, you know?
That's brilliant.
You know, as Peyton was talking, that was gonna be what I would say, but I don't know.
You don't think so?
I
18 holes. I mean, walking 18 holes. Walking 18 holes is a lot different than playing 90 minutes just standing in a goal. You know,
exactly.
So.
I don't know. But growing up, I always played. It was soccer and basketball.
Okay.
But when I think about playing basketball, with my height, I would have to be a point guard, and I can't do that.
You don't have the skills.
I don't
have the skills to pay the bills.
I don't. No. So
I'm
I
better
just
than him in basketball.
Word.
he's
Yeah.
not. But the only thing I could see myself playing is probably golf.
I like what you said.
What's the average round look like for you? You're playing 18. What's the average score looking like?
104.
Oh, I heard the one was not looking too good. Maybe the golf team might be holding walk-on tryouts. You know.
I won't even embarrass myself like that.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
I'll say thanks, guys, for coming on. Appreciate it. Best of luck to the season after you guys graduate with whatever else you guys do. Before you go, you guys want to shout out your Instagrams, Twitters, anything at all?
Instagram is GTras30.
Bolton, do you want to give a shout out?
AC Bolton 10.
Gotcha. And you can also catch him more on the soccer page, which is Oilers_soccer, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you guys could check him out there. First home game. What's the first home game?
September 2nd.
September 2nd, the Haven Field.
September 3rd.
I
think it's September 3rd,
A week from
actually.
Saturday.
Yeah,
A week from Saturday, so September 3rd maybe, or the 2nd. The Haven Field.
The Fortress.
The Fortress, check them out. But yeah, thanks guys. We appreciate you guys coming
Thank
on
you.
the show.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.